Om. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. मन्नाथ श्री जगन्नाथ मद्गुरु श्री जगद्गुरु मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. The verse says, Mannatha, the one who is the Mannatha and Jagannatha. That is one. Then Madguru and Jagadguru, that is two. Madatma, Sarva Bhutatma, that is third pair. What are these? So is my Sadguru. He is the Lord of my mind, Mannatha. Man means mind, Natha means the Lord. The one who is overseeing it, without whom the mind cannot function. That is Mannatha. Sri Jagannatha, this Lord of my mind, alone is the Lord of the entire world, universe. Universe being the waking dream and deep sleep. So, the common denominator is presented to us, that the Lord of the world is none other than the Lord of this mind of mine. Madguru Sri Jagadguru. Madguru, this Guru of mine, this Sadguru, who is the constant principle within, who is the conscience within, who is the transcendental principle within, in who guides everything in my life. He alone is the Jagat Guru. He alone is the Lord of the entire world, Guru of the entire world. So the first, when we say Mannatha, Madguru, the individuality is addressed, because individuality is in the mind. And once we come to the common denominator behind the mind, the unchanging principle behind the mind, overseeing the mind, witnessing the mind, then it is said, this principle itself is the Lord of the world and the Guru of the world. So the distance that we have created between ourselves and the world out of ignorance, that distance is being reduced. The attempt is being made by this verse so that contemplating on it, rather than seeing me versus the world, rather than seeing me a teeny miny part of this world, rather than concluding the world as permanent and myself as the fleeting, insignificant, who came into existence and who will go out of existence of this world, the approach is changed. Our attention is brought to the constant, the unchanging principle, the one who is the Lord of the mind, alone is the Lord of the world, the one who is continuously guiding me from within as my inner Guru, Sadguru. He alone is the Guru of the entire world. And the third pair is Madatma Sarva Bhutatma. Madatma, this Atma that I am, this Atma of mine, which is of the nature of pure consciousness, bliss, continuous existence, eternal, this eternal self that I am of mine alone is the self of the entire world. Just like without this self, I have no existence. This body, breath, mind, intellect, nothing can function without that Atma. It is the same Atma without which the world cannot function. Atma is the word used for the pristine self at the individual level. Paramatma is the word used for the total self with respect to the world. Sarva means all. Bhut means the world which is made up of the five elements. The self of all the five elements which have mixed together to form all the variety that we see in this world is this Atma. Just like the wave is saying that the water in me is the Atma, and the water in me and the water in the total ocean is the same. Exactly the same way. The self in me and the self of the total world is one and the same. All barriers, all differences, all sense of otherness is created on account of our obsession with the names and forms. When our attention shifts to the one because of whom the names and forms are possible, and this inquiry can be done only within ourselves, taking your name and form. There are few rare ones. It seems they have not done any inquiry, yet this has revealed to them. For example, the gopis of Vrindavan. They kept doing their chores throughout the day, but their attention, their heart was ever dedicated to the Lord Krishna. And therefore, without studying any scriptures, without doing any sadhana, they developed a vision wherein they saw the Lord in what they saw, they heard, they tasted, they felt, they thought. The Lord permeated their very being, because that is the truth. So when we start seeing the Lord or the Guru, Mannatha is the Lord of my mind, the Guru of mine, and the Atma of mine. The Lord, the Guru, and the Atma. The words are different, but they are one and the same. So this way, when we shift our attention to that conscious principle which has never changed, from the moment it started expressing through his form. From childhood till now, this form has changed. But the I has remained the same. So the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, he says, he who thinks of me, serves me, contemplates on me, chants my name, remembers my stories, to the exclusion of everything, underline, to the exclusion. when our mind is not obsessed with anything, except the divine theme within our heart and mind, he says, I love such a devotee the most. He is not worried about his duties. He is not worried about the guilds. He is not worried about the expectations. He is not worried about what is right and wrong. He is not worried about the do's and don'ts in life. Even though I have mentioned the do's and don'ts, how things should be done and not done, but his love for me is so intense that he is even not concerned about the do's and don'ts. He is not worried about the result. He is not worried about sin. He is not worried about merit. All he wants is to remain in constant connection with the divine. Such a devotee is very, very, very dear to me. Ananya Bhakt, such an exclusive devotee, is very dear to me. An exclusive devotee is equal to the one who only contemplates on the divine to the exclusion of everything else. Mannatha Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Madatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My prostrations to such a Guru, who himself is the Lord, the Sadguru, as well as the Self, not only of mine, but of the entire world. Tasmai Shri Guru.